We've got another 4 stellar picks on the way. If you love NBA betting or you're just after another point of view, you're going to love this. Let's get it, boys.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Welcome. We are back. Took a break last night. Didn't put a video up. Put a few bets on, but I went 50-50 in those ones. But let's kick this one off with a bit of accountability from our last video. We shared 4 picks, 2 singles, 2 value plays. Jakob Poeltl was looking good, and then he didn't play the fourth quarter at all. Scotty Barnes was looking terrible. He erupted in the fourth quarter, but wasn't able to hit those lines. Jared Allen, I think he scored 12 points in that game, cashed that single. And tips with T. Pascal Siakam for 20.7 rebounds, 5 assists. He absolutely killed all of those lines. $5.50, which took our season record to 20 and 17 on props, 2.2 units. 8 and 20 on same game multis. We're up 40.5 units, 42.4% return on investment so far this season, with almost 43 units profit. If you love that type of stuff, jump into our Discord, jump into T's Telegram. All of that is free. It is full of value. Get amongst it. Or if you just want to tell these YouTube picks, feel free to do so. But if you do, I encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel because we are on the way up, ladies and gentlemen. I got 4 picks for you. Nothing from T. They're all from me. I got 1 value play and 3 player props. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Kicking it off with the first one. Think Kyle Kuzma, over 25 points, under 6.5 rebounds, and 3 assists. You can get that for $6 on Bet365. Now, Kuzma has been the only bright light in a dog shit Washington offense, averaging 24 points per game this season. His history against Dallas speaks volumes, having dropped an impressive 30 and 36-point performance in their past matchups. What's noteworthy is Jordan Poole. I call them recent struggles, but he's been struggling all season to find his scoring rhythm. His shot attempts are much lower than expected, especially after dropping that 50 bomb in the preseason. And this situation is going to significantly favor our man Kuzma, who elevate his scoring in this upcoming game. Now, considering his versatile skill set when it comes to shooting the ball, coupled with Dallas's vulnerability against power forwards, it's pretty plausible that this man's going to hit 25 points in this matchup. Talking about his rebounds. His rebounds have been slightly inconsistent, but they've been much lower if you're comparing him to last season. Dallas does pose a tremendous challenge in terms of the rebounding department. They actually rank you can call it the 4th lowest, but they allow the 4th lowest rebounds to power forward so far this year. This should restrict Kuzma's opportunities on the boards, especially with Advia and Gafford. They've asserted themselves in this area. They've seen a massive increase in their rebound rates. I think Kuzma focuses on what they need him to do, which is score the ball and not so much on the boards. If we're talking about his assists, we've lowered this line to 3. I think his line's 3.5, which I would not take. Reason being, his assist numbers have dropped off this year. Jordan Poole does dominate the ball a little bit, doesn't do too much with it. But less opportunities for Kuzma to pass that rock around. If we're looking at the 3 assist line, he's hit that in 7 out of 10 games so far this season. If you go back to last season, he hit that as a 63% success rate. This is going to be a fast-paced game. Washington and Dallas, I think Washington's number 1. Dallas is number 7 in pace per game so far this season. I'm going to fade Jordan Poole moving forward because he's hurt my feelings too many times. Taking Kuzma is the only bright light in this rubbish team. Let's go, Kyle Kuzma. Tell me what you think about that in the comment section. Now, the second pick is the man in the thumbnail of the video. It's Kyrie Irving, and I'm taking him under 25.5 points. Now, this is a pretty obvious sign that this is an unbiased bet because Kyrie Irving is actually my favorite player. His handles, his finishing, his mystique. He's a fucking weirdo, but he's my favorite player to watch, and I'm still taking him under 25.5 points. Why? Well, his minutes, they're trending down. On the way down, less opportunities. He did average 26 points per game last season, but that's a decrease of 22.3 this year. His shot attempts are down. His shot percentages are down. He's also on the second night of a back-to-back, and he's only covered this game in 2 out of 9 games this season. What's interesting about this is you would assume that Luka is taking more shots and playing more minutes, but Luka's actually lowered his usage rate. So he's not been as much of a hog as he probably was last year. He's just being more efficient. So Dallas are playing more team ball. But I guess what that ultimately means is Kyrie tends to wait till the fourth quarter to get busy. And on the second night of a back-to-back at his age, I'm not backing him for 25.5 points. I only hit that twice. He's had a couple big games, but he's either blowing this out of the water or he's going to fall well short. So I think 25.5 is too high. It's taking the under. If you like overs, head over to New York. We're taking Mitchell Robinson over 9.5 rebounds. Now, this play is specifically designed and based on his minutes played. So if you look at how he's gone so far this season, you'll see that he'll play 22 minutes, lows of 22 minutes, but he can also play up to 35 minutes. Now, you'd assume that's probably related to foul trouble. Realistically, it's not. It really comes down to his matchup. So in the NBA, you've got centers who stretch the floor, and you've got these fat fucks. Well, they're not really that fat. They're professional athletes, but they're long fucks who just like to sag and sit around the paint. So if Mitchell Robinson finds himself on a stretch five, let's think about Porzingis. It's going to be difficult for him to get some defensive boards because he's not going to be in position. But let's say if he has a good matchup, let's just pick a team at a random against Atlanta, who have Clint Capella and Okongwu. They don't stretch the defense. They play a very similar role. That's not only going to keep Mitchell Robinson on the court, but it's also going to put him in the right position to get some rebounds. So I'm looking at him to get 30 minutes at least. When I look at the numbers where he's played at least 30 minutes, he's covered this line in 22 of 32 games last season. This year, he's done it 5 times, and he's covered that line in 4 of 5 games. The only time he went under where he played more than 30 minutes was against Boston. And that's where they've got Horford and Porzingis to stretch the defense, which pulls Robinson away from the rim. Against Atlanta, he's also covered this line in 4 of his last 5 games with rebound numbers of 13, 6, 12, 10, and 13 rebounds in their most recent matchup this year. So I'm liking Mitchell Robinson to play 30 minutes, and if he does, he's going to cover this 9.5 points. Now on to our last play. Head over to Portland. We're taking Jeremy Grant over 22.5 points. If you've looked at the team list for Portland, you'd see that they're absolutely banged up. They've got injuries to anybody worth mentioning. He plays a whole lot of minutes. His shot attempts are high. His percentage from downtown is actually pretty decent so far this year, and it looks like it's on the upward trend as well. Now, he is an undersized 4. The benefit to that, it's difficult for larger 4s to stick with him. Evan Mobley will pick up that assignment, who is a great defender, but at the same time, he's not the best defender defending in the perimeter. So I'm liking Jeremy Grant to go over 22.5 points. I had one other play I was leaning on, and I'm not sure whether I want to share it. But hey, for the value, if you guys have made it this far, I'll let you know it's Shaden Sharp. I'm taking him under 25.5 points and assists. Pretty much hasn't been great so far this season, and it's a tough match for him. And I think his assist line is inflated. So I won't count that to the record, but that's just an extra one that I was thinking of. There's more value out there. I wanted to do as much as I can before I put this video up. I'm pretty happy with what I've been able to put together for you. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment in the comment section. Which one of the plays do you think is going to bang? Which ones are you going to tail? Which ones are shit? Tell me the truth. You don't have to be so nice about it, but that's all I got for you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Let me know what you think about that intro, by the way. I don't know if I might record another one. It's been quite some time, but I also can't rap at all, so I might have fluked it. But either way, I'm starting to dribble on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I appreciate y'all. Gamble responsibly.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have